So you had this incredible season at Pitt, and then you went into the transfer portal and decided to go to Notre Dame for your senior year. And I was curious if you could take us behind why that decision was made.
Yeah. So why Notre Dame?
Mhm.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Like the traditions here, the culture here, the coaching staff here, everything aligned with, what I wanted out of a program going into, the next year. Um, when I talked to Coach Ivy, she was so focused on being family oriented, and everything that she told me when we first met and had our meetings, everything that she told me, she kept her word. She is somebody who will keep their word. She wanted to know me as a person. It wasn't just about what I can bring to Notre Dame. Of course that's important, but she cares about all of us on a personal level. And that's something, like I said, that's something that I wanted out of a team. Obviously, I wanted to be a part of a team who can make a tournament run. And so all those things, when you add all those things up, for me, it was like a no-brainer.
That makes a lot of sense. I was going to ask you about your coach, Neil Ivey, actually. I'm curious, now having gone through an entire season with his program, what have you learned?
That's a good question. She is a player's coach. I mean, I knew a little bit of that just watching her coach. Um, when I watched them win the ACC tournament last year, and just I remember Hannah, taking the mic and saying like, we play for her and stuff like that. But then actually being a part of it here, like everything that was said a year ago is still is true. She fights hard for us, and so it makes us want to do the same thing. She listens to us she wants us to be player led, and she puts so much trust into us. And so like just, being a part of that, is super special. And obviously I think it has something to do with her being in our shoes, being a player, and understanding, how much it takes to, be a player at this high collegiate level. And so, just I think she's very understanding, and to a degree though, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not just doing our own thing, but I mean like she's a player's coach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like she gives you grace in terms of like for you
She
for example, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Like you said, she gives us grace. But again, to a certain degree, we're not just gonna do our own thing. But again, like she's
Right.
been in the same positions as us, so she understands, and so it makes things just a bit, I guess, better in a sense. When it comes to just communicating with her, she understands our frustration and things like that, and
Mhm.
it's been great.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I do think that, every great team, especially if you want to make it far, you do have to be player led. Like you have to have multiple hubs of
Hmm.
leadership, but it can't always be a coach that's just like
Right.
yelling at you guys, telling you guys like what you need to be doing. Like you really have to have that internal drive and the ability to communicate it as well. And with the spot that you guys are in right now, having had this incredible season where you have these huge wins against big programs, but then losing the last three of your five. I've been listening to you guys' press conferences, and you've been talking about your defense, your intensity needs to be just heightened, and that immediately makes me think of you. That's something that I just associate with you. So I'm curious, like right now, just preparing for your first round matchup. Are you taking that onus on yourself to kind of help lead the team defensively?
Definitely. I think, something that I fell short in our last game, in the tournament was getting defensive rebounds, or just getting rebounds in general, but, getting defensive rebounds, because that's my job. I know that's one of my roles. One of my more important roles. And if I don't do that, we can't start a break. We want to get easy buckets, and getting easy buckets start with getting defensive stops. And so, I definitely am taking more responsibility. And so
Mhm.
just putting that responsibility on myself, I know I can do it. I have done it. And knowing that the break starts with getting defensive stops. So whether it's a steal and honestly, just something as small as boxing out, like just doing the little things. And I know that's something that I have done, I have shown, and just getting back to that and, just being consistent in doing that. So,
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. I'm also, is there a vocal aspect to that too? Because I do feel like the great defenders are always usually great communicators as well, and like kind of trying to motivate as well.
yeah, I mean, we as a team we talked, and I told my team when I'm on the floor, I'm holding the other four people that I'm with accountable. So if I see something, I see you could have done better on defense, I'm gonna let you know. I feel like you could have got that loose ball, that 50-50 ball. I'm gonna say something, and vice versa. I want them to tell me this too, because closed mouths don't get fed, and we have no second chance, so
Hmm.
just
Yeah,
we all, had a conversation and we talked about just holding each other accountable. And so, yeah, I'm not going to be, in terms of being vocal, I'm not going to be the one to yell. Like, that's not
right.
me.
Yeah,
But we can have a conversation and we can be honest. And in the heat of the moment, you can say whatever you have to say. It's going to get to me. I'm not going to get hurt by it, because we know that we have love for each other and we just want the best for each other. And at the end of the day, we're trying to win. So,
hmm I feel like I can sense that from you right now. Like you do not seem like somebody who yells. You seem very even keeled.
yeah,
Um,
I try
yeah.
not to get too high or too low. So, and that's, sometimes, and we need that as a team, because we have people on our team that are, we have vocal leaders who will yell and, be loud. And then we have people
Hmm.
who might not say too much. I'm trying to be that, that middle ground
Okay, yeah, because I
person.
see. Okay,
Yeah.
you got like you got Hannah just like fired up. Are you like the ice to her fire, maybe a little bit?
I mean, I guess you could say that, maybe. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah,
But I just try to be, level headed regardless of the situation.
yeah. But on the point of this is gonna be your last game. This is something that Sony actually mentioned in the press conference after your guys' game against Duke, where for her she's a senior, you're a senior. Olivia, it's up kind of see what she does. Maddie as well. How is that feeling for you guys right now? Just knowing like, okay, like this really is our last run together. Like the practices that you're in right now, even as a college student right now too. Like
Yeah.
you're going through finals and all that stuff for the last time as well.
Yeah, no, I guess you could say is when you put it like that, it's bittersweet for sure. Obviously, we don't want Friday to be our last
Oh, of
game,
course, yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it'll hit hard once it's all said and done, and we don't want it to be all said and done until championship time. But yeah, I mean, I try not to think too far, because to me that's still the future. Like, I try not to look at that. When the day comes, it'll be here, and that's something that that's a bridge we're gonna have to cross. But I'm still like, I'm trying to be in the now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just be happy with the team I have and just go out with a bang. So that's really, because yes, like, I know, like, this is a lot of our last, and we want to enjoy it, and we don't want to look back with any regrets. So.
Mhm.